Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, and welcome back. We are here, round 24 of 24 of Season 1 at Abu Dhabi, finishing up our first season of the My Team career mode. Abu Dhabi, as we would expect, not a lot of weather involved. It will be the usual evening race. As far as the stakes go, we're pretty much locked in into P8. Nothing we can do to either really gain or lose a position for ourselves as a driver. Joshua, though, only 2 points behind Alex Albin, safe to the car behind, so he could get himself into the top 12. And as the constructors goes, yeah, are pretty much locked into P5 as well. Williams would have to basically 1-2, and we double DNF in order to change that. So let's get the engine components in. We only had to take the one penalty, and we took it kind of strategically early on. So it looks like durability-wise, we've held up pretty decently. And of course, we don't have to worry about gearboxes anymore. But let's jump in to our final qualifying session of Season 1.
Welcome along, everybody. It's the fastest day of the week, qualifying Saturday, and we're here in Abu Dhabi.
All right, here we are entering the last section, getting our engine turned up for our final qualifying session of the season. First run out on the fresh tires. Abu Dhabi has not typically been a great comfortable track for me, so we will just have to see what we can get done. Hopefully a good banker lap in. And here we go. Turn one, a little 90-degree left-hander. Can get a little tricky when you're coming in. The back end likes to step out. Now we get these really cool sweepers up and over this hill, flat out. Tons of pace to be carried through there. And then we head down to this almost 180-degree hairpin down at the end. Late apex, get the car rotated on the power using a healthy bit of battery. The first DRS zone opens up on our way down to a pretty tight little chicane at the end here. Hard on the brakes, about 125-ish meters. Stick to the left as much as you can. Little bit of a rear correction because you're cresting a little hill coming out of there. Second DRS zone as the rear wing is opened up. And getting close to the last portion of the track. Really cool, long, sweeping banked left-hander. Carry as much speed as you can. Now a couple quick right-hand flicks. And then right onto the brakes for a really awkward kind of section. Reverse camber so the track kind of leans away from you in these corners. And just try and maximize the track width as much as you can. Flat out right-hander here. And then a very bumpy kind of final braking zone. Get the car rotated. Back end loves to try and get away from you there. Across the line at 23.5. Not too bad, but a decent chunk off of our teammate, it would appear, or at least off of Lando Norris. We get back to the garage, we'll see what the time actually looks like. All right, so here we go, getting cooking for another lap on the board here. Let me just get my stuff all figured out. Here we go. We are about 0.8 to 0.9 off of Joshua in the first run, so there is quite a bit of a margin that we do indeed need to find here. So some time found through the first couple of corners there. We did use a little bit more battery over the sweepers. I think we were a little early on the brakes there and actually came off of them too smooth. Yeah, we lost about almost a tenth and a half there. Not quite as aggressive as we needed to be. Tried hustling the first part to carry speed in, but didn't quite work. Only a couple of corners to go. We are on the used tires, so they aren't, you know, at their best, but should be able to use knowledge. Ooh, bit of a lockup. But we maintained some time. Found about 3/10, so we jumped to 15th. So a little bit of time found, but still not where our teammate even was on the first run. All right, here we go. Last qualifying run of the season. We've got to find about half a second to even be near where our teammate is in their first runs, much less whatever their improvements are. So let's get after it. As somebody knocked out the 50-meter board. A little bit of a compromised entry, a little late on the brakes. Much more attacking run into the chicane there. That gained us a couple of tenths. P15 at the moment. Okay. Need a good final corner. Found 8/10, almost a second found on that lap. Where does that put us? P10, all right. That is quite the final run we had there.
Goodbye for now then, but really we're just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
And we do manage to out-qualify our teammate by just about 0.2 of a second. We're within a second of pole position, which is not terrible. So let's see what we can do in the race.
It's the final chapter of the season then here at the spectacular Yas Marina circuit. It's a race where the pole sitter failed to finish in 3 of the first 4 events. A front row start here is by no means a guarantee of victory. So we go into battle once more then as we get underway at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The drivers will be racing here at the Yas Marina circuit through 16 corners and a lap distance of around 3.28 miles. There are a few opportunities to pass with long straights and DRS zones in 2 places, so plenty of close racing, then plenty of speed and plenty of drama to be found in the laps ahead. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, just ahead of George Russell, who starts this event from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Hamilton, Victor Martins, and Pierce, Tsunoda, Stroll, Ocon, and Pierre Gasly, Fernando Alonso, Hadjar, Charles Leclerc, and Lawson, Piastri, Bortoletto, Alex Albon, and Ollie Behrman, Hülkenberg, Doohan, Antonelli, and Lando Norris starts from the back of the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? And alongside me, a man, well, what more can I say? But he's a legend, Anthony Davidson. Here we go then, Ant. Final race of the season. One more dance around the racetrack and plenty of opportunity to show out there that you've still got the quick step.
Yeah, a lot of races to cover these days in Formula One, Crofty, as you well know, doing them all yourself. But it's the same for the drivers. It comes at you thick and fast, and you've got to pace yourself as well to get to this point in the season. If it has gone your way, it's a great time to just enjoy it. There's nothing that can change in the championship pecking order, of course. If you've won the championship already, go out and enjoy this race and send yourself off through the winter break. If it's been a bit of a year to forget, you can try and take a bit of solace in this Grand Prix, end on a high, and carry that energy into next season.
Okay, mate, final day of the season. Everybody in this entire team has worked incredibly hard to give us the chance to get a good result today. I need you to do your bit and go out there and bring it home for us.
Well, it looks like we had a lot of people taking the end of season grid penalty because we're starting in P5 with our teammate just one spot behind us. So let's get our fuel to the right level. 49.9 is what practice said, and I think we'll just go with the regular old one-stop strategy. No need to get too wild with it. Yeah, it's about 10 seconds slower, or 11 seconds slower to do the two-stop. But let's get after it. Here we go, last 5 red lights of the season. Decent run off the line. I don't think we're going to be in a position to make up any spots just yet. They're going side by side in front of us. Fighting through the dirty air of Hamilton and Sainz. Anywhere to look up the inside of a... There's a little bit of a move on there. And up into P4. We got eyes on Sainz ahead, but Hamilton's going to take quite a run at us. Sainz is moving to cover off the inside there of Hamilton, so that actually opens the door for us, but again, he's going to get quite a run on us. We're going to cover the inside this time. Not let him go for that up and under. And there we go. So unfortunately now I think we're going to be in quite a bit of trouble because we are at the front of this big pack of cars that are all about to have a whole lot of DRS on me. That's Sonoda behind me. That's not Verstappen. Really fighting the dirty air through that section. Gotta be careful here. Gotta make sure we stay within that 1 second of Sainz. Gotta leave some space. He stuck his nose up in there. Can't quite just shut the door on him. That is going to compromise our run, and he's got pretty good straight line speed. Keep him pinned a bit. Don't let him get fully in front. Around the outside. Going to be under a lot of attack this race. A little bit of a lunge to get back. Get fully ahead of him, so he's got to yield. But unfortunately, our battery situation is not looking very good at this stage. Got a little breathing room from Sonoda here. But he'll be right back on us. That time we were wide of the apex of our own doing. But here we go once again. On straight. Hamilton's got to run on Sonoda. We're just going to hold the racing line. Ooh, a little bit of a lockup on the way in. Hamilton manages to get the move done on Sonoda behind us. And we have the DRS, but basically no battery left. Carry too much speed in. We know that costs us on the exit a bit. Hamilton's got the run on us. But he's going to get stuck a little bit behind Sainz. Ooh, big tank slapper there. That might be the kind of time loss that gets us into trouble at the start of the next lap because we're a little further back than we usually are. We need a good, strong third sector in order to make sure we're not going to be vulnerable. Rear tires are really starting to slide now on power. They're getting quite hot. Ooh, and that is a lot of locking up into that corner. Once our tires hit a certain point, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. Yeah, already nearly 30% wear. These tires got to go a fair bit further into this race. I think this is where we're going to fully lose out to Lewis. That's just going to be sort of the name of the game today. Preserve as many positions as we can because we are going to get shuffled back, especially as the faster cars that took penalties work their way back through the field. Ooh, that was a big slide. Climbed the track there, and that is real not good for the tires. Might be time to start sliding a little more forward with the brake balance. Rears are definitely starting to lock up quite a bit. Lap time is already about a second slower than our best laps earlier. So pace is falling off as the tires do. Having to make lots of corrections, getting on power all the time. There goes Lewis making a move on Carlos. Oh, we have a big lock up there. You're just going to jump across the chicane. It doesn't make sense to try and rejoin at a weird angle, so we drove slow enough over it that we didn't get pinged for any track limits, especially because, well, we yielded the position plus one more, namely the one more being to our teammate. I don't know how these tires are going to get through this stint. Like, my car feels awful at this stage. And look how slow I am compared to everyone now. And like, car does not turn. I can feel the back end just sliding even as we come through what's normally a flat out corner. Down to P8 already. Unless the hard tires prove to be a lot more resilient, I am in huge trouble this race. Because here I am falling out of DRS. The car behind, there's a huge train behind. It's not like I have a clean gap to drop into. It's just going to be one car after another putting pressure on me. And yeah, no DRS this time around. And more importantly, basically no battery. When am I supposed to be in the pits? Lap 13? It's going to be a tough one. There's just no grip left in the tires. Huge front right lockup. But now here comes the last points. After starting P5, we're only 9 laps in, and the last points paying position is knocking at my door. One of the Astons dives into the pits, so he's got to be going for the 2-stop. Here's both McLarens and a Mercedes. So there's me down to P10 now. Try and grab some slipstream at least. Yeah, tires are so worn I'm getting wheel spin on 4th gear. That'll tell you all about the condition of these tires. There is no grip to be had out here. See how far back we fall. But I think we're going to be out of the points in this one, boys. Just like that, I'm going to have to go right to spending all my battery again.
And that's Joshua in the pits. Joshua in the pits now.
Still got 6 laps to go. Need to make sure these rear tires make it. And that's not going to help all that much. Yeah, I can already feel them going away. I think we're going to miss out on the points. Settle in. Let's try and preserve, let's build our battery back up. Oh, that was a clever move. That was a good move. Couldn't really do much against it. Because I think now Alonso was a 2-stopper. So him and Sainz are both on better tires than me and Gasly. Yeah, tires are at that point. Oh, the chundersteer. Dirty air chundersteer. Not got any battery left to fight this with. I may have defended that position there, but I think having to take that slower, tighter line just to defend it, it's going to make staying with these two in front of me for the DRS a lot harder. Although, close. I just don't think I'm going to have the battery to do anything. That's about as much as I can give it out of that corner. Maybe we can go for an almighty send on the last lap, but I don't think I'm going to have the tires or the battery to do it. Last lap, come on. Definitely don't have the tires left to go after P10. But we might just get by Gasly for P11. The trick is going to be if we can hold off Sainz while doing it. Which the answer is no. We're not going to have, by trying to re-overtake Sainz, we have no angle to go back after Gasly, and he's got the run. You're going to pull that up and under. And he just had more tires left at the end there. Maybe should have considered the two-stop, but I didn't expect that first stint to go as bad as it did. That first stint was some kind of brutal. What do we finish with? 51 on the rear, so I mean, both stints were pretty rough on the tires. So no points in the season finale. Ooh, that's a car facing the wrong way. 13th. But I do believe that Joshua scored some points.
It's another victory and a champion's performance from Max Verstappen.
They've won the championship, and now they sign off in style as winning the last race of the season as well. Brilliant stuff by this driver today. And you carry that momentum through to next year as well, of course. So it's for all now to try and stop what they've created.
There's room for 3 on their podium, but only ever 1 right at the top. Let the celebrations begin. And for those that have missed the Dutch national anthem, fear not. It's back again, because Max Verstappen is back on the top step. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a wrap. What a season it's been. I'm off to put my feet up now before it all starts again next year. Take care.
Yeah, a lot of the fast guys came through from the back. P13, 22, 21, 15. Took up a lot of our top 10 spots, but you know, we dropped from P5 to P13. Joshua, P6 to P9, so he was in a much better spot. I think we finished ahead. I think he might have gotten his position. Let me see. He did indeed get past Alex Albin, tied on points, so I think it'll be Countback that gets him the P12. So P8, P12 as the season goes. 91 points for myself, 119 as a team. So, you know, P5, best of the rest is what we ended up being. Although, a lot of heavy lifting by yours truly, as expected. But let's head back to the factory, finish off our end of season stuff, and we'll get on our way to Season 2 very shortly. Here we go. Fan rating increase for the season complete. What does that put us at now? We're over 4. Wonderful. That's where we were before coming into the race, but that's a good chunk of details. Sentiment, 1 upward. So we get some extra secondary sponsor income. That's nice. Okay, I can actually finally do my driver training. Let's do engineering, hiring. What do we got here? We need, what do we need? We need an aero development blitz. And powertrain development blitz. See if we can't get the last couple of the ones that we were missing, finished. What we got here? Yeah, driver sessions. Let's get the oh no, we want focus up is what we want. Focus is always the thing that's going to help the AI drivers do well. Let's go with Fan Outreach 2. Fan Outreach 1. The merchandise push. All things to increase fan rating. That's our 100% goal. Alright, messages. What we got? Alright, we got an intense rivalry, but there's no, that's it. We're ahead by 30 points, so it should count for something. Milestone. Lovely. Development. Let's slap that bad boy on there. You're still in progress. I think we're kind of stuck almost where we're at. Oop, that's not what I don't think there's anything for personnel or corporate to be done, so let's advance.
Boss, need to make you aware of something. Another team has made an approach for one of the drivers we're talking to. It's hard to say how far it's gone, but if you're serious about signing them...
Yeah, we're not signing Nico Hulkenberg. We can move on. Because we have our guys signed. Right? Here we go. Drivers. Hey, facility upgrade. That's nice. Yeah, we've got both of our guys signed for next year. Keep advancing. Lots of activity completions. Love to see it.
Well, it looks like we've been pipped to the post by another team.
That's fine.
They've agreed a contract. It's all locked. Hopefully you weren't too set on them. I'm sorry it's not better.
That's fine. We'll just dismiss that. So KSF1T. Oh, Kick Sauber F1T. I thought it was Connor Sport. Okay, there we go. Yeah. And Lewis Hamilton is retired. Sad to see him go. Start the adaptation. I think we're going to get... Gonna get most of our stuff done. We're gonna take a little drop. We're not gonna be quite there. Okay, nice. Oh wait, I can do dual development. Yes, dual developments are available. Lovely. Start doing those. Well, let's advance to the end of the season and see what it's all about.
Boss, we've got interest. There's a sponsor looking to work with us.
Oh, did we find a new secondary sponsor? Cool. Messages. Doesn't look like anything important there. I think with that, we've got all of our... all of that done. Chassis still 4 days for those. Corporate facility. What do we got here? New secondary sponsor. Love it. $6.8 million in the bank, 17,000 resource points. Might need to dial those in a little bit. We got a little too much resource points. End of season. Yes. Nice. It's got our primary sponsor bonus. So 27 million in the bank. Yep, got that one. Fan rating of 4. Long way to go before we get to fan rating 5. We are well under budget on the cost cap, so no penalties coming in. No wins, no poles. But we did have the one podium, so look to improve next year. Yep, we'll keep it as they are. 24 race season. It's a long one, but gets the job done. Kind of miss having Portimao as an option on there, but that is what it is. Yep, same circuits. Looks like we need to repurchase an engine supplier, I think. Let's stick with our Ferrari power unit. And we got our boys. Victor Martins, Joshua Pierce for another year. Xenon as the title sponsor. We'll do a livery rework before the start of Season 2. It'll be fun.
Chief, I must remind you that we have parts fully researched that are waiting for development. Let's get that performance on the car.
Okay, what do we got here? Let's get some owner self-reflection. Morale boost will be good. What do we got? Let's do a research focus. Let's do aero calibration, and powertrain, because I think we're going to have to repurchase some powertrain stuff. Focus, yes. Driver training camp. Why not? Well, that should do. Last bit here. Press conference. Media tour. Yep. Title sponsor stuff. Secondary sponsor stuff. And that's all we can fit. Cool. Oh, I can afford some training. Cool. Let's see. I don't care too much about research points. Driver talks. Let's raise that. And that's all we got. All right, now we can afford some R&D. So research. Yep. Looks good. Start that research there. And what do we got? Let's do rear downforce as well. Let's do a nice downforce focused upgrade week. Chassis, we can't get anything else at the moment, and I really don't want to touch the brakes because the brakes always go weird. Alright, so what do we got? Let's go for a power upgrade here. And ERS. Durability, I don't think we have anything available to us. Nope, we do not. Okay, so that's research, developments. That's fine. I'm not surprised we've lost what we did. But we can do dual developments now. Oh, I see. I see. So we won't be getting those till like Bahrain then. But it is slightly quicker and slightly cheaper to do dual development. So 26 versus 52. So you get about 5 days back. Yeah, we're all equal in this now. And it only takes up the one slot, so we can... Yeah, let's just kind of always do dual developments now. Chassis, nothing to upgrade there. Yeah, we got to redevelop quite a few things here. We'll get those underway. That's not going to be till after Japan, but that's all right by me. And nothing new to upgrade there, so. Facility improvements. Let's start knocking off. Let's see, what's the cheapies? 378. And I can do 2, yeah? Yeah. We get both of those underway. 1 million there. And 1 million there. And lastly, 1.3 and 147 for those facility upgrades. Yep. Pit crew training. All right. And we've got outreach group. Let's advance our time and see how many times we get interrupted before the start of the season. Spent quite a bit of cash right off the rip here. Ooh, research delay, huh? Oh, lots of research delays. That's not good. We're just going to let it run.
A sponsor is interested in backing our team.
Do we find a new secondary? Ooh, P metric. That's cool. Okay, yep. Continue the advancements.
A sponsor sees potential in us and wants to explore a partnership.
Nice. We got lots of sponsors coming in now. We're gonna have quite the sponsorific car. That'll be cool.
Hey, Chief. We have a part or two ready for development because they finished research. Let's get that in motion, shall we?
Okay, now we've
Head
hit
to
the
engineering
end
for more
here.
info.
Let's get our research underway. Okay, nice. Nothing for chassis. Powertrain, we can do some... I think we've only got the one upgrade available to us, so I think we're at... Yeah, we're as good as we're going to get for the moment. In that regard. And we can start up the next sets of facility improvements. Let's see, we got 630 and 630. A lot of phase 2 improvements to get through. Let's see, we got 1.0. I think there's a 115 down here. Yeah, facility tours, 115. And still a few days left before those ones. But by Jove, I think we've done it. Season 1 is in the books. Next episode, we will head to Albert Park for Season 2. Gonna take some time to re-livery the car for Season 2, make it a little more homogeneous rather than a bunch of piles of stickers slapped on. But it should be fun. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.